But yeah, you need to actually do your draft, brother. Okay, I'm gonna coin flip to see who actually gets to host. You're just gonna have to trust me here. Actually, shall I do an on-stream coin flip? We're gonna do on-stream coin flip, so you know I'm not cheating. I'm sure there's like I can just Google like coin flip. Okay, it's flipped it already. Right, so what do we want? What do you want, Yay? Heads or tails? Has he left the stream already? Heads. Okay, flipping again. Okay, it's heads. So you get host, Yeti, for the draft. And good luck. I almost like flipped a real life coin. I was like, how the hell like you just have to take me for my word. But I was like, wait, we can just Google it. There we go. Yeah, good luck with your games, Yeti. And I will join the draft. So yeah, we did. Yeah, like Romans. Yeah, I don't know if it would like Hittites is just obviously such a strong civ. Like I don't know if Macedonians pick would have made the outcome. Obviously, the game itself would have been different, but I don't know if it would have changed the outcome. Straight into the draft though. Miniyeti going Babylonians first. Interesting. And like I said, the Babylonians do kind of like nullify the Hittite bonuses. Egyptians and Macedonians are banned. Oh god, we're absolutely powering through here. Latvia and Shang for Miniyeti. Assyrians as well. Greeks and Minnows for Diante. Diante still being a big fan of the Minnows. Romans picked up from Diante as well. I think now. Did you not think before, Bongo? Palmyrans and Carthaginians, and Foe is the last pick for Miniyeti. So which civs didn't get picked is what I like to check. So again, the Chosen didn't get picked this time. And we didn't see the Yamato this time, actually. The Yamato have actually done reasonably well. It's like I said, if they get to the Iron Age, they do have some nice options. Actually, no, am I talking bollocks? Did Yamato lose? I think they might have lost, actually. I can't even remember now. There's been like so many series, and Persians are the other civ that didn't get picked. And rightfully so, because no one wants to play the Persians on Citadel in their right mind. Okay, so I guess maybe we do a little post on the Discord. Just to say that this, nope, wrong tag. Everyone, Miniyeti versus Diante live now. Some little up arrows. Enter, enter. Off we go. Yeah, Hittites. Yeah, just having that extra damage makes it so much harder for the infantry civs to get like the mass built up. What am I doing here? I'm waiting for the lobby. My brain's starting to go a little bit after casting 3 games, but I think I've got power enough to soldier on. You're gonna have to cast a lot of the games tomorrow, dude. Unrestricted, because I think we might be a little bit dead tomorrow, but we'll see. But yeah, unfortunately, didn't make it through to the semi-finals. Bible thump, rip, dude. Yeah, like it's the Civ matchups. I think are pretty crucial in Citadels. Because like on open maps, oops, I didn't mean to do that. On open maps, it tends to just be like the faster civ and the faster player. But in Citadels, the counter matchups, like the actual unit counters, matter a lot more because you tend to get into the Bronze Age more often than not. Well, like I think the main thing was Bongo's choice to make the chariots when he played Latviat there, just the base chariot instead of the chariot archer. And that was just really strong. He managed to get like with the benefit of the Latviat bonus to pump him out quicker. I think that was a really big play by Bongo in that game. Ooh, excuse me, a little hiccup. Yeah, well, he gets the better eco start with the berries for sure. Let me just check the. Sorry. Let me go. So, game 1, a brand new series. The last quarter-final game for the Masters of Citadel tournament between Miniyeti and the Citadel King, Diante4life. I think Diante has been knocked down a few pegs on the Citadel map after some players Slinger rushed him a few times, and that I think gave him a little bit more perspective on the map. And also, like I remember on the Discord, he was used to put his Citadel's tier lists, and he was rating the compy civs very highly. Whereas I think now the compy civs are much weaker. He has gone for the Minoans here quite early on, but yeah, just because of the stone throw being much stronger against the composite bowman now. And we do have Syrians for Miniyeti. But yeah, we'll see how this works out. Again, Assyrians, one of the two civs that don't get the slinger, but Minoans, not really a very far civ in the very early game, so it's very rare to see them to go for any tool aggression with any slingers of their own to really push. And yeah, like I've said in series before, Minoan's bonuses of the main big bonuses are the water bonuses in the early game, but obviously no water on Citadels. And then it's just the faster farmers and the longer range compies. Basically the only bonuses they get for the land. Yeah, I think the Legionary wasn't the best choice there. I think if you just went straight Scythe, that game would have been a lot longer drawn out. But yeah, I don't know, it's hard to say. And yeah, I was saying like maybe you built a few too many towers. So like maybe spent too much time collecting stone. Because like I think we had that like initial layer of towers around your wall, and I think that was good to fend off the early cavalry chariot archers, I should say. But then you like tried to add in another layer, and then like by that time Bongo was already going to iron, so maybe that was a little bit wasted. Because I think those towers at that point didn't get that much done. Just to buy them. Yeah, I guess that's fair. Like, I just mean, like, I feel like that one line of towers did enough to just get you to iron in the first place. But then I guess when you were in iron, you needed a little bit more time to get, like, the mass going up. And you just, yeah, like, say you never quite got there. But, yep, let's have a look. A little back pocket for Diante here. Pretty wide open for Miniyeti here. He could potentially try and wall from here to here to grab himself a lot more space, and his wood line over this side is actually quite nice as well, although he has built the storage pit quite near to this bit where he could open it up, but he is also very nicely next to the stone and gold, so that storage pit is a pretty nice one for moving on to those resources later in the game potentially. Both players up to 23 fills and going up. Slightly more idle time from Miniyeti, so a lot more disciplined time from Diante, but you've got to imagine that Diante's fast bronzes are very well practiced at this point. I imagine that's probably the strongest part of his game. Just taking him a drink before the action starts again. And be interesting if like Diante does like how unrestricted a couple of the other players do the second granary on the outer berries. Oh, that was another thing that happened in the last series unrestricted. There was I think it was game 4. And yeah, he was like on the berries outside and you sent like one clubman forward and I think he thought you were trying to rush him and he just like ran all his villagers back in and all he had was literally one clubman with no upgrades. That made me laugh. That one, I think like, yeah, I think Bongo was like, oh no, he's going to forward me. Oh, was that the third game? Yeah. I can't remember now. Like I said, all the games are blurred into my head and my brain now. Yeah. Right. Anyway, so just a scout out for Diante. Sorry, my brain just like lagged for a moment there. And small wall is coming in for Yeti, so it looks like he might try to wall off this section. It is quite a long way. But there we go, he does do it. And this probably means he probably will want to get the medium wall upgrade in pretty soon as well. Well, this would be unlucky if the scout denies this though. He could maybe try to quick wall in the villager if it gets spotted. Looks like yeah, he's going to get away with it for the time being. But yeah, this is a long stretch to just be covering with a small wall. So I think I would like to see medium wall come in pretty early for Yeti there. Let's have a look. See, yeah, wood working in for both players. Diante moving his... Okay, so he didn't grab the outer berries. He just took his berries inside the wall. And yeah, this wall is going to mean that... Miniyeti's created his own jackpot berries at the background there. But yeah, this wall isn't going to get denied. So yeah, he does claim a little bit of extra land for himself. Wheel coming in for both players. And now for Minoans, it's almost feels always like it's a question of how much of a mass can you get of those compies before your opponent does anything. And at this point, again, the Assyrians don't have any real direct eco bonus. They have the slightly faster moving villagers, which helps a fraction, but the faster working farmers for the Minoans as Diante gets more farms down is definitely going to be giving a big advantage there. I feel like Assyrians can't fight Hittites just because the Syrian bonus isn't as strong anymore and Hittites get the nobility upgrade. I think Babylonians definitely can though. Babi, like the +1 pierce armor, yeah, like just negates the Hittite bonus, like I said earlier. I don't think that makes enough of a difference. Like 10% faster vills converts to like about, I don't know, like a 2%, 1 or 2% eco boost, if that. And like +1 damage on chariot archers is 25% more damage, whereas the Assyrian bonus is 22% in Bronze Age. So I think Hittites is still slightly stronger than Assyrians. Chariot archer, and like I said, once nobility is in as well, it's just clean in favour of Hittite, in my opinion. Yeah, but then But then Hittite also get like wheel twice as fast in bronze as well. But I mean, yeah, those are pretty good for the Assyrians, though. If you do get to the Iron Age, because those upgrades are very expensive, so that is a very nice bonus if the game does go long, for sure. And it looks like now, focus back on this game, that Diante's actually going for a few cavalry units. Maybe just to make sure there aren't any shenanigans whilst he gets his eco sap. In fact, TC out front surprises me a little bit. He's going to grab these berries and get a few more villager protection. Maybe this is just for the initial boost, and maybe he doesn't like... I'd be surprised if farms are built around here. It's a bit vulnerable. Medium wall didn't come in though, but yeah, you're going to have more than enough time to build an extra wall section behind this. Only a couple of chariot archers in defense at the moment. And yeah, 4 cavalry. I think this is probably just to sort of cover the midsection of the map. Saying that, he's still queuing more. And in smaller numbers, the cavalry does quite easily deal with the chariot archers of the Assyrians. But if you get that Assyrian mass up, then it becomes quite difficult. And an extra 4th and 5th TC going up for Diante. Like I said, the eco game definitely favours the Minoan player for the time being. But obviously in the long run, Minoans don't get the chariot units if we'd ever get to the point where gold does become an issue. Which has... I think there's only been maybe 1 or 2 games where gold running out for a player really became relevant. Minoans get 10% faster farm bonus, Billy. Their eco's way stronger. The faster moving villagers doesn't do anything on farms, by the way. It makes 0 difference. So like the faster, once farms are set up, the movement speed basically does nothing. It's not really an eco bonus. It's more, in my opinion, it's more of like an exploration bonus in early maps. But yeah, still okay. Composite bowman is coming in now. I've been sort of looking at chat. Urbanization is in for Miniyeti though. Always very nice. Again, I can't remember exactly all the civs. Oh, a priest actually coming out as well from Miniyeti. Yeah, I can't remember exactly which civs do get urbanization and which don't. But it is a very nice tech on this map in particular, just because it saves you all that extra space where you don't have to build those houses, and the time that you need to spend with villagers to build the houses. So it's actually pretty strong tech. And yeah, so the 8 cavalry still just chilling. Did he even... You don't... Okay, it has both the attack upgrades. And 14 chariot archers. And cavalry not going to go in. Just okay, they're trying to go in now. Priest is going to make this a little bit troublesome from Diante though. And this cavalry is going to kill these couple of companies in the back. The priest does get sniped, but he's already got his conversion, so he's already done his job. Forward siege workshop and temple, and astrology coming in for the faster conversions. And again, the compy numbers only just starting to build up, as like I said, Diante was mostly focusing on the economy, and he's only like 7 vills ahead actually, despite being on so many more TCs. But like I said, he's got those 30... No, how many has he got? 42 farmers going now. And so he's essentially got an extra 4 villagers from the bonus of the farmers there. Is this gonna... So the thing is, stone throwers are really effective against compies now, but they're still not... Ooh, unless you bunch them up really close like that. It's not quite as effective against chariots, just because they have higher HP and they're a lot more mobile. That is balanced out by, obviously, the chariot archers do less damage than the compies. But yeah, still not quite getting the numbers he needs. 23 and Iron Age in as well for Miniyeti. And be interesting to see if he does switch into the Horse Archer as well and get the alchemy upgrade, or he just sticks with the chariots, and he is in now. So in fact, this looks like the Iron Age might not even be relevant if Yeti feels confident enough to go in, which, like, obviously we can see here that there's not many units in defense. Cavalry unit doesn't quite snipe off the stone thrower there. I mean, he has opened the wall. I'm not exactly sure what Yeti is trying to do. Is this open here? I think that's open. Pretty sure that's open. And yeah, looks like the stone throw is a little far forward, but yeah, the addition of the cavalry was nice, but I think, yeah, it just took Diante a little bit too long. He's halfway up to the iron, but yeah, I think it took Diante a little bit too long to get onto the composite bowman. And now the Iron Age is just about in. Still plenty of chariot archers. Not a massive amount ahead on the military, but I think you prefer the chariot archers of the Assyrians to the Minoan compies at this point, just because they're much tankier, along with the faster firing. And I think this is probably going to be GG with Afterlife coming in as well. And I think, like I said, I mean, Diante does reach the Iron Age, and they've got lots of resources. But all Minoans don't get chariots, so all their units need that gold, precious gold. And yeah, just sticking with the chariot archer for the time being for Miniyeti. Going for ballistics, and then I presume he'll get the alchemy in behind this. Scout's trying to mix it up a little bit, but I think this is only really a matter of time now. Diante trying to hold on, selling in some wood, trying to get that gold, like I said, because he has been pushed off his gold that was forward here, unfortunately. And GG is called before alchemy upgrade comes in, and I think that sort of felt a little bit inevitable. And yeah, like I said, the cavalry early on, I liked that, just to like sort of make sure that Yeti wasn't just like full on rushing with the early chariot archer, but then it just took like a little bit too long to get into the composite bowman, and then just the numbers. He took that trade here, where was it exactly? Yeah, so he got that conversion. Here we go. So he lost all of his cavalry, and at this point, that just gave the opportunity for Yeti to forward siege workshop. And after all the cavalry was pretty much dead, he didn't really have any way of dealing with the siege. And like I said, the stone throwers just so effective at dealing with the composite bowman these days. So yeah, reasonably convincing 1-0 to Miniyeti there, and will get us into game 2. Once again, we've got ourselves. Okay, no, I thought Capture Age was playing the game then, but alas, no. He had the +4 in his cav. I did check he did have the +4 attack from the storage pit, if that's what you mean, Billy. Unless that's not what you mean, or unless you mean he didn't attack the opponent's base. But yes, Assyrians winning out against the Minoans. All right, you just mean, okay, fair enough. I mean, cavalry is like hard to do like actual damage with on Citadel, because it's just like because everything's walled off. It's just so hard to actually get any actual damage done with them. Yeah, I was saying that like he has been a bit susceptible to the early slinger plays against some of the stronger players. So I think Diante, he has some good knowledge, but I think he hadn't really played many stronger players on Citadels was the thing. So like against opponents that just always went for the fast bronze, and we are in the second game already. Yeah, he's pretty good at the fast bronze. And like I said, Minoans before the stone thrower changes were much stronger. But now that we have those changes, I think Minoan's a little bit further down the pecking order. All right, second dude. Diante going for his first pick with the Hittites in this game though, and he has a pretty terrible map. I think I'd be tempted to call Re on this one, as his woodline's pretty poor here. And Miniyeti's still very open map, but he does have this much better woodline here on this side. And the players can call Re, but if they haven't already, then it's unlikely that they will do, because he can see where his woodline is, and he can see where the walls are. And see, does have the berries in this little pocket here, so maybe if you could try and close this area here, maybe. Still quite vulnerable to any early chariot archers though. And yeah, Yeti, these spawns with these ruins, man, like if ruin victory was a thing, or if these ruins like how the relics give gold in AOE2, if they did something like that, I feel like it shouldn't be able to spawn there. But anyway, what I was trying to say is if Yeti walls up this section here, he does get quite a nice area of the map there as well. And looks like he's just pushing in the Gazelle for the time being. Like I said, Diante seems to be happy with the map he has. How many coins you got to gamble, Design? How many channel points do you have? I'm just joking. I'm just joshing with you guys. And all of them. He's got all the points. Right, yeah, so nothing untoward happening. Sumerians, like I said, not actually being picked up that many times in this tournament. I've seen it slip through the draft a couple of times, at least, and then not played in some other series. But they do have a quite nice Bronze Age with the stronger catapults, and the extra pierce armor on the camels makes them quite a nice extra option to add into an army, as well as the longer lasting farms bonus actually mattering a bit more on this map, as that eco bonus actually becomes more relevant in the longer games. A little bit of wood saving in the long run. And we'll see, but yeah, obviously Hittites still with the +1 damage to their archery range units. Just such a strong bonus in the Bronze Age especially. But still pretty nice in the late game as well. Storage pit going up in the corner there for Yeti. Nicely tucked in there. And also Hittites get the stronger stone throwers as well. I think the higher HP bonus is actually slightly better than the faster attacking when you're doing stone thrower versus stone thrower. Actually, no, I worked it out one time. There's like, I think the HP makes you maybe it's catapults. They can survive an extra hit when you have the HP bonus, which the attack speed doesn't make up for. But obviously, the attack speed makes them a lot better against when you're being aggressive with the unit. It's two slightly different bonuses working in slightly different ways. And both players onto 23 vils, up to the tool age. Very little idle time for both players. So going to be another straightforward, quick bronze from both players. You have to expect. And yeah, we'll see who decides to strike out first. Like I said, I think we've got a few more minutes to just sit and chill for a little while before the action really begins. Yeah, like I doubt we'll be seeing any tool pushes ever from Diante. I don't know if Miniyeti plays much for that sort of aggressive play himself. I'm just trying to remember his games from other tournaments. I don't have him down as like an ultra aggressive player, but maybe in one of the matchups he does try to go for that. I feel like with Sumerians you don't ever really want to do that, but like maybe when he gets a slightly more aggressive civ in a different game. Sorry, I just pushed my glasses. Don't know if you heard that against my headphones. And we'll see if we could get any idle time, or if we do have some pretty sharp Bronze Ages from both players, which we do. And ever so slightly slower from Miniyeti. Just the 7 seconds there. Woodworking already coming in for Diante. And now comes in slightly later for Miniyeti, which isn't going to be a big deal. It's going to be just a small amount of extra wood gathered for Diante as his berries there runs out. Be interesting to see. It's actually not got enough wood for another granary yet. Okay, maybe he does. He's already planted it. But he doesn't feel like he wants to go for the risk of taking the berries out the front. In fact, neither player does. Like I said, I do like the thing of building the second granary on the outer berries, and then like if you're in danger, just running back in. And by in danger, I mean more than just a clubber. Looking at you, Bongo, if you're still in the chat. I think I would have read this map myself, Jesse. I would not be happy with these wood lines personally. Diante seems to feel comfortable with it though. It's like, if you just got some cavalry chariot archers in the back here, that ranges most of this wood line. And yeah, and then you just got no wood, which isn't going to be great for you. Diante, like I said, and the Hittites with a much faster wheel coming in. And Yeti actually sells some wood. Don't know what this gold is going to be for. That's going to mean it's going to be a little bit more difficult for him to put up TCs if he just wanted to boom. I think this is going to be archery range actually from Diante, so maybe it's double archery range. So no government center. Government center is built for Yeti, and he did wall up that gap there, as I suggested. So is Diante just going all in aggressive 1TC here? And maybe thinks in the long run the Sumerian eco, obviously the Sumerians get the cheaper TCs as well, which is quite a nice bonus to have. Only 150 wood, which means basically the storage pet is completely obsolete. Yeah, he knows what's up, man. But yeah, it looks like 1 TC push potentially from Diante, who is currently just trying to find his opponent. I think the logical thing would be expect him to be about here, just based on where he spawned himself, as opposed to over here feels like pretty unlikely. But he'll find it eventually. Chariot Archer's a pretty fast unit. Artisan ship coming in as well. I'm still a little bit confused as to why he sold that wood. I don't know if that was just like a misclick when he was going for maybe the wheel tech. He just misclicked and sold some wood by accident. But he sold 200 wood though, so he must have clicked it twice. I'm just trying to think what this 99 gold is about. And Wolf helps in the kill there. Chariot Archers and Siege Workshop 4, so Diante going to try and punish this. I think Katie's just saying that he wants to play in res. I think he's just bantering. House goes down. And Miniyeti is responding with his own chariot archers and stone throwers. Like I said, the stone thrower not as effective against the chariot arch just because of the mobility, and especially because the Hittites have that extra 1 damage, so they hit for 2 instead of 1 against the stone throwers, which once you get to about 23 up, is it 50 HP for stone thrower? So if you get to that 25 number, then you're one-shotting those stone throwers again. Let me just check the HP in case my brain's just gone crazy. Yeah, oh no, 75 HP, okay, so it's way more than that. Oh yeah, it's because these Cimmerians. Yeah, I'm like losing my mind. So it is normally 50 HP, but 75 HP is actually going to make them a little bit harder to deal with. And the choice of the chariot into the Hittite chariots. Are they always? Oh no, wait, is it Hittites that has the more HP? Yeah, okay, I'm getting the bonuses confused. Yeah, okay, I'm just being an idiot, sorry. Yeah, Cimmerians have the faster firing stone throws. And is that going to hit? Does some good damage, but does get it killed. I don't know how these villagers are getting away with this. There we go. Chased away now. And gate does go down. So Diante in a pretty nice spot here. Obviously, Miniyeti's on 40 Cs, so this push from Diante has to work pretty sharp, and he has to get some good villager damage. He's currently killed 2 villagers there. There's only a couple of stone throwers in defense. Like I said though, against the chariot archers, the stone thrower is still not that great of an option. A little bit of micro from Yeti there. That stone thrower manages to get a decent amount of damage down, but yeah, Diante kiting well there. Gets into the minimum range. Long range hit. Will manage to kill a couple there. But I think Diante has done enough here. And the Cimmerians eco bonuses not going to be able to. In fact, this is what Yeti was actually talking about the other day, was not deleting this wall. So he has this little base here, but he's going to lose everything in this area. 4 eco kills, 9 villagers behind, 8 villagers now. Nobility also coming in. These stone throwers just going to get taken out. A couple of archery ranges go up. Villagers garrison though for the time being. And they can't all fit into that 1 TC. Villagers go for a run, but many of these are going to die, you've got to imagine. Without ballistics though, and the speed of the villagers. Does wheel need a nerf? Does wheel need to not give as much movement speed for villagers? Question. It's trying to bone down the stone throwers. And of course the Cimmerians have extra HP on their villagers as well. Yeah, 12 eco kills. He does manage to get rid of the stone. Oh, that's cheeky. That is very cheeky. He's going to lose all these villagers. But that's a nice cheeky play from Miniyeti there. Gets the walls back up. I think an extra stone thrower from Diante is going to undo most of that work. But I like the idea of it. 48 Vils to 49 now. So Diante is now ahead on Vils. I think he just needs to keep pushing the pressure though. Stone thrower again, not quite hitting its mark against the chariots. And yep, so in fact, yeah, all Diante really needs to do here is break through this wall. So he brings the stone thrower around actually. That'd be pretty good for him. How many villagers still left up here? Yeah, a few villagers now getting picked off. 23 eco kills. And GG is called. And that was a very nice 1 TC push from Diante there with the Hittites. And I feel like there's a few games where people have played Hittites and that this is what they needed to do. And they just sat down back and boom and gave your opponent a bit too much respect. And like the Hittites have lost a few games because of that. But for me, I feel like this is one of the best ways to play the Hittites, to try and push out with those chariots there. So yeah, very nice game from Diante there. Very well played. Didn't really give Yeti much of a chance to do anything there. Like I said, those stone throwers very good against the composite bowman, but just the maneuverability of the chariot archer makes them still quite difficult to deal with. And those Hittite ones, like I said, just going from doing 1 to 2 damage each to the stone throwers makes them so strong on Citadels, which again is another reason why I think they're one of the best picks here. Despite having no actual eco bonus, somehow the Hittites is still one of the best civs. Just going to restart Capture Age for the millionth time today because of the sound bug. And then I will get us into the next game as soon as possible. So we're going to game 3. Looks like they're already in the lobby ready, but I'll just quickly take us back to the draft. So we saw the Cimmerians, which was one of Yeti's lower picks to be fair, and the Hittites, which was number 1 pick for Diante. And Yeti still has some pretty nice civs left over, but Diante does have the Greeks and the Palmyrans that can be pretty strong. Carthaginians, I'm not such a big fan of myself, but if you can get that tool aggression in, they're one of the best civs to do it. And Foe, again, are just like a good all-round civ. And we do have the next game ready, so I will just jump straight into that one, no messing around. And it's going to be the Shang against the Palmyrans here. So, big 2 eco powerhouse civs. Shang bonus makes him a little bit stronger in that early game, but we'll see if Yeti tries to push anything early or if it is just a Bronze Age play. And we do have to close up there. Very similar map for both players here. We've just a little bit of backspace. It's a little bit less space, I guess, arguably for Diante, but he can like work away with the lumberjacks to create some more space in the future and still be pretty safe. Berries forward for both players. Like I said, Diante, there was that one game where he put a forward town centre. Why is my game like lagging slightly? That was weird. Okay, hopefully it looks alright on the stream. So I'm sorry if it's just like a little bit of FPS drops. But yes, the Palmyrans, as we all know, the more expensive vills that work 25% faster, and that payoff does take a little. That bonus does take a little while to pay off, is what I'm trying to say there. Because in the earlier game, you're essentially playing 50% more for only a 25% bonus. But obviously as your empire expands, you're spending resources on more things that aren't just villagers. And that's where the bonus starts to pick up. And the Shang, just cheaper villagers, much stronger early on, as you can get that production continuously going. Saying that, yeah, Diante's only had 11 idle TC seconds. But you've got to imagine Diante is pretty practiced on the Palmyrans on this map in particular. Well, that was kind of... Ooh, okay. That was a loud noise of Diante deleting the back of his base. Again, Miniyeti was saying in the chat that he prefers not to delete the walls. So, like, if the base does get invaded, he's got another line of protection for any town centers or anything in the back. My response to that was that if you've lost this part of your base, maybe you've just lost the game, so maybe it doesn't matter, but it will be interesting to see if Yeti does keep those walls at the back intact. Gate still remains for Diante here. And both players it'll be interesting to see when Diante stops making villagers actually. Because obviously the Palmyrans start slightly different. And he has actually creeped up to 22 seconds now of idle TC time. Looks like Miniyeti's heading towards the sort of standard 23 vils, though I have seen a couple of players already go 22 vils for Shang. I don't think hit counters civs unrestricted. I think they're just a really strong civ. I don't think it's like a counter per se. I think they're just, the Hittites are just very strong. Yeah, for those civs it is, but like against some of the other civs they beat, it's just because the Hittite's more powerful than the civ, not that it's an actual like to me, like I said, I think Hittite is just better than Assyrian, but I wouldn't say Hittite is a counter to Assyrian. Anyhoozle, 24 vils for Diante with only 22 seconds idle, and 23 for Miniyeti. A little bit, so it's going to be quite a little bit faster, the Tool Age. So I think this Bronze Age is actually going to be a little bit slow for Diante, but the eco should kick in once he gets there. And yeah, both boom possibly. Like I said, it takes a little while for the Palmyran eco advantage to actually materialize. Yes, that's a good question. The problem, my problem with the Palmyrans is like I'm like not that familiar with their tech tree, so I'm not even sure what their good options even are. I think they get quite, from my vague memory, they get access to quite a lot of units, but their Iron Age techs aren't great, from what I remember. But like, just because your eco is so strong, you can just usually just outmass your opponent at that point. And let's see, Watchtower's being made by Miniyeti, and he is going, okay, tower outside to try and claim that berries out front. Again, if you go granary second here, I feel like this tower isn't even really necessary. Whereas this is a little bit of a risk now. Check eco. I mean, it's just going to be ahead for the Palmyrans. I can tell you that. But how much do you want to bet that the Palmyrans have collected more resources? KT. I say, like, I win if the Palmyrans have collected more. Alright, I'm just joking. I'll show you. Oh, yeah. But yeah, 600 ahead. But yeah, Miniyeti's going to be to bronze much faster. But like I said, I'm sorry, Katie. I'm just being a bit cheeky there. Oh dear. So I don't think the Shang will be able to do too much early on. Maybe he can. Maybe he can just get the wheel in and start pushing with the chariot archers. Toxic air. Sorry guys, I'm sorry. I'll tune it back. But yeah, like I said, the Palmyran eco bonus should be, like I said, coming into its own once we get to the Bronze Age. Woodworking, oh, he's cancelled that. So that's a little bit of a mistake by Diante. So he cancelled that so you can click wheel straight away. Should have researched the woodworking a little bit sooner. So a small mistake from Diante there. Going to cost him a little bit of efficiency for the time being. And wheel got clicked. Was Miniyeti researching a different market tech? Because I feel like wheel should have come in ages ago for him. I might have missed that when I was memeing off in the chat. Extra TC does get added for Miniyeti. Billy streaming. You coming back to play, dude? Big Billy stream. Little clubber, chilling. But yeah, extra TCs being added for Miniyeti, and obviously the Shang TCs add basically a free house as well, which saves a little bit of wood and time, building time. Camels being added in by Diante, and I feel like there is a Palmyran, but is Palmyrans the faster camels? Is that their bonus? I think. Like I said, it's been so long, I very rarely see the Palmyrans even played, so like I'm trying to remember the bonuses. The Clubberman does get cleaned up. Initial Chariot Archer just doing a bit of scouting for Diante there. Is that Billy's new career? He's a retired ex-professional Age of Empires 1 player turned coach. I think he can give you some good tips on Mediterranean. I heard he's played 100,000 games on that map. All right, I'll start with the toxicity now. Anyway, yeah, Boo. I don't know. Saying that, Diante is still 1 TC. It looks like he's going for the all-in play again. Maybe in trying to catch Miniyeti going for the eco again. Like I said, the Palmyran villages do work much faster, so effectively has like basically nearly an extra 10 villages, which is more or less how many villages he is behind. But Miniyeti's not got much on the way. Polytheism coming in and urbanization coming in, so he's just trying to set up his eco, going for priest defense, I guess. There's no priests out yet. Priests aren't going to do too much against the chariot archers, but will be quite effective into the camels. And forward siege workshop again for Diante. So it's just going to be a 1 TC push again from Diante. And I don't know if it feels like Miniyeti's boom is a lot cleaner this game. I guess he did. I mean, he is the Shang. That always does help. And he did get to the bronze a reasonably good amount of time quicker than Diante did. So I think Yeti might just be able to boom effectively behind this, because I think this push isn't quite coming in quick enough for Diante. And he does have a very large military advantage at the moment. And it's interesting that we're getting all the priest techs coming in, but we don't have a single priest yet. So first priest coming out now with the extra HP movement speed and conversion time. So we'll see if that investment into those techs will pay off for Yeti here. Camels cleaning up. Oh, well, I say cleaning up, just killing 1 unit there. And it's going to be chariot archers and priest defense. Priest getting that was very fast conversion there. One of the camels instantly almost converted there. It's going to try and snipe the stone thrower. That would be pretty bad for Diante. Does manage to keep it alive. Artifacts somehow got caught up in the mix there. Diante needs to get that out. Diante, get rid of the artifact! You're slowing your dudes down. He's taking so much extra damage from moving slowly. Stone thrower is in. A couple of priests though. Like I said, the priests are going to be pretty good against these camels. And these camels aren't cheap units. And again, he's going to try and snipe that stone thrower again. I think he's going to get it, you know. There we go. Big value there. And priest healing up the chariot archers as well. And Diante's still on the 1 TC. Like I said, he is Palmyran, so he essentially has like an extra 12 villagers at this point, but that's not really making up for the 75 villagers Miniyeti has. He has managed to break in, but at this point, Miniyeti's more or less caught up on military. Priests are going to get sacked though. So that's quite a lot of gold investment gone. And And cavalry is doing some decent damage as well now. Does have the +4 in. War goes back in behind. Diante needs to break that through again. They're just going to try and bone this down. Cavalry's ready to receive though. I think, yeah, he should go down. And it looks like he has enough chariot archers inside to deal with the cavalry that did manage to break inside. Priest not quite getting the conversion. Diante should look maybe searching for some eco kills. He's going to grab at least one here. At least one. There we go. And yes, still going with the priest is Miniyeti here, which like Diante's still sticking with the camels, so I think that's a good play still. Like I said, Miniyeti up to 70 vils now. Did lose quite a few vils, he's lost 14. But like I said, I think the eco maybe shifted. Let's have a look. Yeah, shifted way back in the favour, in fact, of Miniyeti. Couple of priests trying to get some more conversions. Does get the one. He's going to try and... It gets the stone thrower as well. It's a really big conversion. And camels are going to do a good amount of damage here. But stone thrower also getting a couple of hits in. Mobility upgrade coming in from Miniyeti as well. And I think the defense from Miniyeti's been... I mean, I don't know why he's not adding more villagers into this. This is actually giving Diante the chance to catch up. Yeah, I guess he's stalled because he wants to go to the Iron Age. But yeah, I guess. I mean, that's fine. That makes some sense. Maybe starts the villager production again now that he has clicked that in. And like I said, pretty strong defense in the end. Those priests doing good work. Siege workshop in defense. And now chariot archers being a little bit of a nuisance at the front. Diante does have a small amount of eco, pretty vulnerable at the front now. So he's pulling the camels back to try and defend this. And yeah, those faster moving camels pretty good at dealing with the chariot archers. One of the better civs for doing so. It's going to manage to pick a couple of villagers though. But reasonably good trade for Diante. He is going to lose his forward here though. And yeah, military numbers largely in favour of Miniyeti now. The eco count up to 70 though for Diante, which actually does make up the villager difference now, because this extra 15% on 72 is divided by 4 is 18, so he's on 90 villagers essentially now. There we go, I can do numbers. Camels again doing some damage, but there's just too many chariot archers for that to really work at this point. And GG's just called. Yeti gets to Iron Age, and Diante taps out. I think Diante probably could have held on for a little bit longer there, just because Miniyeti kind of just stopped making eco for ages. So, but it would have, well, I say that 39 chariot archers, yeah, probably, maybe the wise decision was just to tap out there. So that would have been very difficult to deal with, especially with all the Iron Age techs coming in. So 2-1 advantage to Miniyeti. Very solid defense. Diante, like I said, going for that 1 TC all in again, but I think he just wasn't quite quick enough this time. Getting that ready. Like I said, the Bronze Age time with the Palmyreans, maybe you needed to go a few villages less to save a bit of food early on. And yeah, maybe just try and get that quicker bronze time, because Yeti, I mean, obviously Yeti's the Shang as well, which is just very easy to boom up with the extra TCs with the only 40 food villagers. But yeah, Yeti just very nice defense with the priests, and the chariot archers just could stay inside his walls. And Diante did get some damage in, but just not enough really. And like I said, Miniyeti gets to the Iron Age and brings it home. Diante knows when he's beat. So we'll get ourselves onto game 4. And where is the draft? There it is. So we do see a Shang win for Yeti against the Palmyrans from Diante. So now we're on match point. Yeti only needs one more win to advance to the semi-finals. And he has the Babylonians and Lakviat left, which I quite like both of these civs. Diante does have the Greeks, and I think the Greeks can do pretty well into the Babylonians, potentially. I'm just trying to sort of think about that matchup, if it is actually alright for them or not. I think it'd be pretty good for them. Or maybe he tries to mix stuff up with Calf and maybe try to go something early. We'll see. And they have actually already started the game. So let's get us straight in. And it is going to be the Greeks against the Lakviat. So it'll actually be interesting to see if Yeti goes for some aggression here with the Lakviat. Yeah, I feel like... I'm trying to think. I guess you still get the Chariot Archer as the Lakviat, which can be a little bit difficult. But I feel like I wouldn't mind some early aggression from Yeti here. And let's have a look. Forward berries. Forward berries. No jackpot berries this time. There's a very weird map spawn on this side. Don't really... I guess Diante could sort of use that. It's kind of a little bit awkward though. Let's have a look though. Yeah, not the best of spawns in terms of space for Miniyeti, but he does have like this very solid wood line at the back here, which is going to be nice for him. But yeah, slightly awkward walls for him as well. It's like got quite a lot of open walls to be attacked. Lots of points to have to defend potentially in the future. And we do have 4 villas in queue. Oh no, he adds a 5th one now, so maybe it isn't any early Lakviat shenanigans. In fact, he's added another one as well. Diante only has 3 in queue. Is he going to try for some shenanigans? I feel like the Greeks should be stronger in the Bronze Age, at least. Never tool rush. I mean, never say never, is the old expression. He does have 270 food. Oh no, there we go. Never mind. I'll eat my words. There was a brief moment there where I thought maybe Diante had big ideas. And it was just that he'd forgotten to click to queue more villagers. I mean, he does actually have... He could cancel a villager and go up on 21. Just saying. Did you go up on 22? 2 more villagers in queue for Miniyeti. He's not even taken his boar yet, actually, so quite a nice gazelle push for Diante. And yeah, it goes up 22 vills. So a little bit earlier. Lakviat going for 23. You've got to expect this is still going to just be a fast bronze. Yeah, Diante's map is just kind of, again, not the best. I mean, it's not unusable. Like, he still has sort of a wood line here, and I guess you can eventually kind of use this, whatever this weirdness in the corner, whatever you want to call this. And let's have a look. Barracks going down for both players, I imagine. Yep. I'm just going to take a quick drink whilst we wait for the Bronze Ages to come in. And, alright, get myself ready for a root and tootin' game of Return of Rome. Rome? Rome. We got there. I'm not going insane after casting 4 series, I swear. And archery range market comes down for Diante. And slightly slower uptime for Miniyeti. Wait, archery range? But Diante's the Greeks. What's this archery range about? Interesting. I think a clubber comes out. Probably just a bit of exploration. Normally it's market stable for the Greeks. Now it is in fact market stable for Miniyeti. So in a bizarre twist of fate, the archer players going into cavalry and the infantry players going into archers, or the academy player I guess, woodworking coming in for Diante and woodworking coming for Miniyeti. Oh, that was the other thing as well, is Diante forgot to get the woodworking upgrade before he hit bronze last game, which costs him a little bit of efficiency, like I said. Probably isn't what decided the game, but it's obviously a lot better to get it now than later. This wolf taking on the clubman. Clubman wins. But yeah, I don't know what this archery range from Diante really signifies. Obviously the Greek archery range itself is pretty bad. Obviously you do need an archery range to be able to build a siege workshop, obviously. But you don't normally lead with a siege workshop in the Bronze Age. First recorded use of Root 2 in 2023. It can't be, man. But yep. Iron Age? No, Bronze Age. We've not got that far yet. 25 vils for Diante. And slightly slower for Miniyeti, but not too far behind. I think that clubber got taken out by the scout there. And wheel in for both players. And again, I'm interested to see what this archery range leads to, if anything. Just a government centre for now for Diante. Not going for the 1 TC push. That's the Greeks. That feels like that makes sense. As the fast TCs, when they can get 3 or 4 of those up, can quite boom out quite nicely. Into the private jungle. Is that what we're calling this? His own special little jungle there. I mean, some catapults later on could get in there pretty quickly if Yeti figures it out. But it is quite, I guess it is quite a nice little hidden pocket. What is he going? It's just an artist. Oh, okay. It is a siege workshop from Miniyeti. And he has a couple of cavalry units behind this. So in fact, Miniyeti's switching it up with the 1 TC aggression. Which, I guess, given the civs, I think that is how you'd expect the matchup to play out. Sort of the eco bonus of the Lakviat. Now the berries have gone. Oh no, he's still got some berries here actually, so this can sort of still help to charge up the push. And yet, siege workshop forward. No military units for Diante. What do we have being built? He has got a stone thrower being built at home. Stone thrower at home is actually going to be pretty good on this occasion, as well as the priests. So he's going for the priest siege, just defense. The priests are going to be nice into the cavalry as well. Yeah, I think priests are a very good choice here. So Diante, he plugs this little hole up here with the house. Although there's not really anything back here. Miniyeti wants in though, or maybe just wants a free house. One of the two. Stone thrower. Does the scout see that stone thrower? No. Priest is going to convert the annoying scout by the looks of it. This actually kind of works in favour for the short term for Yeti, because if it doesn't, yeah. So now this priest doesn't have any favour left over, so it can't actually convert this stone thrower now for a little while. There is a second priest coming out though. But like, arguably, that was a waste of. I mean, okay, we were recharging relatively quickly, so maybe that isn't as big of a deal as I'm making it out to be. Scout sees the stone throwers, and villagers aren't going to be able to block this up. Okay, tries to. Ooh, villagers. Ooh, that was close. 2 villagers get smacked down though. Priests need to start converting though. Stone throwers need to attack these stone throwers. Send the cavalry to the stone throwers, brother. There we go. Very nice. Gets the 1. Wall gets open though, and these 2 priests have no favour. Down they go, and the cavalry in. I was praising Diante for his choice of defensive units, but I think, unfortunately, these cavalry might be the end of him. And just like that, I think it's going to be the 3-1 to Miniyeti. He does try to plug up the hole and get some, but yeah, he has the stone thrower now, although hopefully he doesn't kill his own units there. GG out. And that was a little bit unfortunate last game. Like, I think Dante had the right idea with his defense there. But yeah, just not quite the optimal. Let's have a look, go back. Like I said, maybe just like a little bit slow to react to this. These conversions should have come in a lot quicker. This stone thrower should be targeting these stone throwers as well. Or maybe you just convert the stone throwers. Maybe that's actually, yeah, that's, in fact, that's just the better thing, is you just should have converted the stone throwers. And GG, well played, Miniyeti. And he advances on to the semi-finals to be played tomorrow. Excuse me. My throat's going a little bit now. I've been talking all day. And, yep, GG called 3-1 to Miniyeti. Very nice games. But, yeah, I guess, like I said, a little bit sad that this one just happened so quickly. But sometimes that is what it is. And, whoa, right, okay, so let's recap. So, advancing on from day 1 onto day 2 of our 2-day weekend extravaganza event of the Masters of Citadel, we will have, from our first game, Say My Name, who I think is probably my #1 contender to probably maybe win the whole thing now. But he still has to play. He's got Vertex, Bongo, and Miniyeti are the other semi-finalists. In fact, let's have a look at the. Let's open the challenge link. Challenge. See who's playing who. So Miniyeti's actually playing against Say My Name. So good luck with that, Yeti, for tomorrow. And Bongo is playing against Vertex. And then there will be I don't know why it's not shown on here, but I think there is going to be, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a 3rd place match. I don't know if that's just not being added, if that's a separate thing you have to add in. Yeah, all the rest of the matches are just tomorrow, Yeti, so hopefully you can be around for that. Otherwise, that's going to be a little bit awkward. And yeah, some pretty nice series today, I've got to say. Yeah, I think you're going to have to try and schedule that with the other players ASAP. I mean, you got to help them out unrestricted. You're the one that you're the one that set this up. You got to see it through, brother. I think it's been some quite nice games, Billy. I don't like we won't just do Citadels only all the time. These like little weekend tournaments might be some other maps. I mean, I think, like you said before, all maps have like good and bad civs. 2-player map. I mean, I said about the 2-player map as well, but my thinking was more just because sometimes you get those janky spawns. Like these ones. I mean, this game wasn't so bad, but like Diante's base in the last map, I didn't like that at all. I would have called re on it. But I think I think the main thing is just like when people have rushed, the defenses have just been pretty strong for the most part. A couple of rushes have worked in some of the series earlier today. Like I said, it's been quite a lot of games, so I can't remember everything that's happened off the top of my head. But yeah, we will, like I said, the semi-finals and final will be tomorrow, but we just need to schedule those games in. Say my name against Yeti might actually be a little bit awkward because they're not very good time zones for being able to play a good time. Someone's going to have to go really late and someone's going to have to go really early in the day. But yeah, I guess we'll try and figure that out on the Discord. So I think Carver, who's been helping out with the admin work, will have set up some channels for us. It looks like he's already done it. Good man, Carver. Thank you to him, like I said, for doing a lot of the admin work behind the scenes. And I guess, like I said, we'll try and get that schedule updated, but all the games will be sometime tomorrow. Probably, I'd say earliest 13 GMT. I don't think we'll be doing any games earlier than that. And so if you are wanting to see the semi-final games, like I said, between Say My Name, Miniyeti and Bongo and Vertex, to pop in again to, I suspect maybe Unrestricted might stream some of those games tomorrow, unless it's maybe I'll be doing some more streams as well. We'll see. But yeah, like I said, we'll try and get that info to you on the Discord when we know what's going on. Yeah, I don't actually know either, to be fair. Unrestricted. I mean, I guess in a way, it's not that important that it's on Challenge. I think it's on the Liquipedia page, and I can't remember who it is that updates this for. This is the wrong tournament. Masters of Citadel, here we go. Yeah, the third. So we can always have it recorded here for posterity's sake. So yeah, so that's always in that. Will be there for us. And well, it's a live game right now, guys. Dante versus Miniyeti. Should we tune in? Stream does not exist. Rip. I was actually expecting that to go to my stream. Why did that not work? It first needs to be added. List of streams. I'm not in the list of streams, brothers. I'm not well known enough. It's a Twitch. God, this Twitch one's going to be mega long, isn't it? Sorry, I'm just like dawdling now. I was just seeing if I actually am on this list. I think I need to be like linked to. Yeah, I'm not. I guess my profile. I need to have like a profile in Liquipedia for that to actually work properly. Maybe I'm not 100% sure how that actually works. But anyways, I guess it's KT normally streams around this time, so maybe I can send you over his way if he is streaming. Our RTR community representative always seems to be playing quite a lot, keeping it going in the 1v1 scene. And KT, I need to actually follow KT. There we go. Let me follow KT so I can actually see when he's online. Oh, he's not online. Disappointing. Age of Empires. Blink is streaming. He's playing DE. Maybe I can just send you to him if I can't find another stream. Let's have a look. Age of Empires 2. Lord Arsling streaming again, but like I said, unfortunately he doesn't stream in English. Is a problem for a lot of us. non. I think he's Czech, isn't he? Maybe he isn't. I can't remember exactly where Sling's from. Okay, looks like can't really find any RTR streamers, sadly. So I think I'll just send you over to Blink for the time being. Maybe some people can persuade the KGB players to come back and play some RTR. But yep, let me have a look. Raid channel, KGB Blink. And then I will say thank you to everyone that's joined the stream once again. And like I said, we'll try and get the schedule sorted out for tomorrow. And then, yeah, hopefully see you then. So I'll catch you guys later, and bye for now.